What's up, everybody? It's the Inhuman one here with part 12 of the ultimate 100% guide for Black Myth Wukong. In this series, we'll show you how to unlock every single portrait, defeat every single boss, unlock every single secret area, collect all the curios and items, and of course obtain the true secret ending. In this part, we are going to be exploring the rest of the webbed hollow of chapter 4 and hopefully get to the surface. We've got quite a bit to cover, so we're going to jump right in. In the previous guide, we did quite a bit in terms of the exploration, and we got into the webbed hollow and we obtained the rarest item in the game, so really excited about that. I'm going to show you guys what to do from this point forward, and we're just waking up here at the Verger Bridge shrine. So first things first, you want to cross the bridge and prepare for the ambush up ahead. We got us a little locust enemy. Remember, if you farm these guys, you can get a unique mask. Pretty snazzy little masks too. They enhance the damage of your jumping attacks. So never a bad thing to have in your arsenal. Jumping attacks are really powerful attacks, and they tend to stagger enemies really good, especially if you have focus points. Alright, I'm bored. I'm bored. Let's kill this fool. Alright, so next thing we're going to do after we take on this enemy is, of course, make sure that you switched out your staff, because I certainly forgot already. So I was like, why is this guy taking so long? We changed from the strongest staff we had to the weakest so that we could obtain the secret item when we fought the Venom Taoist for the first time. So make sure you change your staff back. That is a huge mistake that I made. Matter of fact, we're going to restart that. I don't want to have wasted mana on that guy. So what we're going to do is, after we get ambushed by that little locust guy, this time we'll kill him quickly, and we are going to hopefully get the mask. If we don't, that's not a problem at all. It's no big deal. But let's see if now we have the proper damage output here. That's a little better, don't you think? That's a little bit better. There you go. He's dead in a few seconds versus minutes. So here we're going to be heading right past this bridge. There's a bunch of these little rock spider enemies. You can take them out, but just be careful. Remember, if they surround you or if they start charging you, they can tend to explode, and they love doing that. So they'll glow, and then you'll see like a little invisible aura around them. Avoid it at all costs. Before you go down this bridge here, or drop down from that platform, we're going to head the opposite way, just behind us. So right over here. But what we can do, if we use our brains, is that we might be able to sneak in an attack here that can use our mana, and we can replenish it by using our gourd. So here, all we can get here is the snakehead mushroom. Just always watch out for the ambush in this area. As I said in the previous episode, be sure to look up. So we're going to go ahead and top off our mana there. Absorb this will so we can replenish our gourd, and then we're going to be dropping down. Alright, so when you drop down, don't try and do a jumping attack on this enemy, just drop down like normal, and then if you have any focus points, you can definitely use an extended strike there, a heavy strike. Don't go down this path. We're going to drop down and turn sharp left. You can, if you want, you can head up these stairs really quickly and take out this enemy. He won't actually do you any harm at all, but hey, he's extra experienced, so why not, right? So you can clear out that area. That's all done and said for now, accounted for, so we can go back down the steps. And we're going to go through the tunnels instead. There's more of these spider rock enemies, so like as we, like I've said many times before, just don't let them surround you, and they won't be much of an issue at all. That one's going to explode. That one's going to explode as well. They typically start like a little chain reaction when one explodes. So here there's a fork in the path. We can go right, which will lead us to one of the last parts we're going to explore in this tunnel. But instead we're going to go left. So we're going to go this way first. So we got the little cocoon enemy. One thing I want to show you about these cocoons is if you get near them and you use the wind tamer, you can actually activate whichever ones are real, because it does a little bit of damage. So that's a neat little trick to say, okay, which ones are actually real. So one way to avoid them. But anyways, we're going to continue on this pathway. We're going to get shot in the face. I'm going to go up these stairs here after we defeat this archer. There you go. and we'll start kind of circling around. Right over here, I want to kind of piece the world together for you guys. We're going to be on the other side of that once we find one of the final secrets of this webbed hollow area. And once we're here, I'll point out that we're on the other side of that map, or the other side of this area. So it's a pretty cool area. It's going to be one of the places where we find a puzzle as well as a secret long. So pretty cool. So here we can go this way. Remember, you're more than welcome to farm up the cocoons. So if you haven't already gathered 3 rice cocoons and the spined sack, then you definitely want to be breaking all the cocoons you can. So we're going to be treated to a cutscene right here as we approach this doorway. It's a big day. Okay, maybe not.
I heard there's a great treasure hidden within. You seem small. Why don't you take a chance inside?
Oh, we will. Sounds like a trap, doesn't it? But don't you worry, we're prepared. So first thing I'm going to do is just, she's gone. So I always go back to just see, I'm like, where? There could be something back here, but there's not. They didn't want to hide anything back here for us. We never truly learned too much about that particular character anyway, so it's kind of interesting. But anyways, we are going to go in here. There's 5 chests for us to loot. And guess what? It's worry-free. There is no trap. But we are going to be opening everything, getting all these awesome formulas, legendary pills, all kinds of stuff along the way. Materials. Remember, just loot 5, all 5 of them. So just make sure you don't miss any. But I usually go in a clockwise kind of fashion. That way I don't miss anything. Gold Ridge Beast, you can sell that for a nice chunk of will. And we got a new gourd, a legendary gourd. So we'll be taking a look at some of these items here. We'll let everything kind of come through in the notifications. Get the purple veined peach pit, all kinds of stuff. So it seems to be the end of it. We got a ton of different items there, but we're going to go to our gourds, and this gourd grants a moderate amount of burn resistance and immunity from lava-covered terrain for a short duration. So if you take this, you'll be resilient to fire. Now I think we also picked up a formula, which is fantastic, and peach pits. There you go. So massively increase the health recovery from using the gourd when at critical health. So the less health you have, the better or more effective each gourd use will be. And then we got our formula, which is fantastic. Alright, so now if we go down here, there's going to be a handful of enemies we're going to face off with. First and foremost, we have this big honking worm over here. We'll be taking him out before long. He's actually incredibly important, and if you don't beat him, you won't be able to get one of the skills, a secret spirit skill that's available. So wait for him to come on out. Once he takes his second step, alright, now we're good. Light attack combo. See if he interrupts that. Nope, he didn't. Okay, cool. Light attack combo, he's dead. Lovely. So now, you definitely want to stay on the offensive here. There won't be any other enemies, so we took out the ginseng monster, or the snake head mushroom monster, the plant monster. And we're going to go ahead and be really aggressive with this guy. Don't be afraid to use all of your mana. We're really close to a shrine. So just use it at your leisure, as they say. Alright. When it falls down, it can kind of stun you or interrupt your attacks, so just be careful there. It's got a 3-hit combo. 4-hit now. This is a big one, so he's going to have a 5-hit combo. Never mind. This one's nice and special. He's got the extra 2-piece combo. He actually interrupted it. We're going to transform. I don't want to deal with poison. And we're just going to slam this little worm to oblivion. The Elder Armor Worm's incredibly important because we're going to get a secret spirit skill from whatever he leaves behind. And you'll find out what that is soon. Lovely. Alright, so now we get the Proto Armor Worm. This is a key item, and it does happen to coincide with the rice cocoons that we obtained earlier. So, as you notice, we didn't get a spirit skill that we could absorb from it, which is pretty odd considering normally when you defeat a mini-boss like that, you can typically absorb its spirit and then wield it as a spirit skill. But this one's unique in that you have a bit of a little side quest to do, and if you've been farming those rice cocoons, we're going to be prepared for the next step. So just to kind of put everything together for you, connect all the dots here, this down here is the pathway we're going to be traversing multiple times. This is the natural bridge that is actually leading to the green locust enemy and then our shrine. So we've come full circle now, and this is the perfect opportunity to actually return to the Zodiac village. So we'll first go ahead and rest, and then we can travel to the Zodiac village or use the Ruyi scroll, whatever you prefer. And from here, we need to give the proto-worm key item to Chen Long. Chen Long is a master of growing things, so not only plants and harvesting those, obviously those ingredients from the seeds, but he also can harvest or teach you how to grow the proto-worm, so we can harvest its skills later on. So as per usual, you can always come back around and speak with these guys. You can request medicines to get free medicines, so I strongly suggest you do that. We'll go ahead and request medicines right there. Get some free meds for the next battles ahead. Especially if he gives us any anti-miasma, that would be fantastic. Alright, so now that we're good, we can go over here. We should have enough wine worms and fragrant vines to upgrade our gourds. It looks like we're just shy. So we need one more fragrant vine to upgrade the medicine master gourd to legendary status. And then it looks like we need one more wine worm as well, so no worries. Alright, let's go ahead and harvest this right here. Now we can close that out, and we're going to speak with Chen Long. Whoops. Alright. So deliver the proto armor worm, that's a unique option, so please be sure to select that. If you see it on your screen, listen to what he has to say about it.
I've only laid eyes on such a thing but once in the court. How come you bear it?
Secret.
If you leave it with me, I would be most eager to delve into its study. Perhaps it's for the best. Go ahead. I can't spend.
So all you need to do is just continue to use your talisman to warp back to the shrine. This will save you a few steps, and honestly, you won't have to go to the shrine and then rest manually. This counts as a rest. So now that we've rested, the world state has kind of updated or reset. So if we go over here, we see this cute little guy. And this is the proto armor worm that we harvested from the elder armor worm. So it says feed here. As I mentioned in the previous video, these key items here in our inventory, the rice cocoons, were needed. And as we harvested and collected 3 of them, we're going to be using these to actually nourish the proto worm to full health, and actually like pretty much to adulthood. He'll continue to grow and get stronger and stronger until eventually you'll see what happens. So 3 rice cocoons is all you need. We'll go ahead and feed this little guy. Every time we feed him, we're one step closer to harvesting the power of the elder armor worm. So we fed it a single time there. Once we get the prompt, we can feed it again. And then we'll feed it a 3rd time after we get the 3rd prompt. And then we'll return back to the Keeper's Shrine. We'll be in excellent shape. Alright, there you go. 3 cocoons down, so he's eaten all the rice cocoons at this point. And he should be good to go once we get that little visual cue there. Okay, perfect. So you won't be able to feed him anymore. And you can't collect any more than the 3 rice cocoons, so you can go ahead and use your incense trail talisman to warp back to the shrine. That resets the world state, as I mentioned previously. And now, as you can see off in the distance, his little spirit is there. So, I mean, technically I think he died, but, but he's there in spirit, right? So is that kind of sad? Yes, because I grow attached really quickly. We've got the Elder Armor Worm all for ourselves. So let's take a look at this. This is pretty interesting. He was actually using this attack on us. and it sprays pretty much like giant puddles of poison everywhere. So, and not only that, but it slams around too, so it deals physical damage as well as the poison. So it is a pretty devastating attack. Really awesome in my opinion. Definitely one to consider using if you have a poison kind of build going for yourself. But anyways, that, my friends, is how you complete that quest and obtain that secret item. Now that we've done that, we can return to the Verdure Bridge in the Webbed Hollow. So there we go. And then we got to go down the stairs again. So naturally, you've seen us continue to kind of circle around and cycle around this the Webbed Hollow, but we're doing it in the most efficient path possible, in the most efficient way, to ensure that there's not any unnecessary back travel and that you're not missing anything. So this is perfect, actually, that we had to go back this early on. I had in my notes, I was like, if you're lucky, you might have 3 rice cocoons by now. Because this is the perfect time to go to the shrine. So, alright. So now that we're at the Verdure Bridge again, we'll have another chance at the green locust enemy. And hopefully, he'll drop his mask. I would love for you guys to see it. What's he doing? Alright. No mask. That's okay, though. So we're going to go down this way. You don't have to continue facing off with these little buggers. I want to always fight the enemies the one time, but not necessarily every single time we go through. There's no need. And they can't follow you down here anyway, so. Oh, lovely. Camera's my biggest enemy. They can't follow me down here, and then of course he follows me down here. They normally cannot do that, just so you know. These guys don't really fall too good. They're not the best at falling. Anyways, make the left, like we did earlier. Don't get surrounded by these enemies. I'm pushing forward. I know there's one behind me, but now I'm angry. Because he made me look like a liar. And then from here, we are going to make the right at the fork in the road, and then we're going to make this left up here. If you have used any kind of, like I have, if you use health, go ahead and absorb the will to the left in the nook after we defeat this enemy. Alright, and then you'll be able to top off your health, top off your mana, and replenish your gourd uses all in one fell swoop. So we're heading to what I call the Scorpion Village. There's going to be a Scorpion Elite enemy here that we'll have to absorb. Naturally, the Scorpion enemies are already pretty tough, but this one's beefed up even more because he's an Elite one that we can absorb his skill. So just be very careful. Try not to aggro him yet. I actually go around usually this way, and I try to trigger these enemies right here to come at me. And if he comes this way, it's perfect because the Scorpions typically won't follow suit. He's on his little patrol path. But the spider puppet's not necessarily cooperating. There you go. There you go. That's a good hit. I'm going to keep over here, though, for now. Very good. Okay. Now, if we're careful, we can get this nest right here. Once he starts walking around the tree, there you go. There you go. And we'll take this guy out. He's got lots of friends. And the battle, you know, even his strikes can actually trigger those to pop. And so you'll be in for a good fight if you're not very careful. Just stay patient. It's okay if we get poisoned. We can go ahead and heal. Use a medicament or anti-miasma powder. That'll cure our poison, and then we can circle around, prepare for the fight. Alright. So here we go. We're going to wait for him to come around, and we'll be facing off with him. And we got a fragrant vine right there, so we can already upgrade. You know that's going to be great. Alright, any second now. I don't want to move too far forward because there's another sack a little bit further away that can be activated. We missed that. That's unfortunate. Okay, no worries though. We'll use our transformation because why not? It was a bad start. And if you ever need to kind of reset or gather yourself, it's never a bad thing to try to go ahead and initiate transformation to kind of get back on your feet. Gather yourself because you're pretty much invincible with this thing equipped. Look at our health. I mean, We want to get hit, actually, so we can initiate our Skull Crusher ability, so... There you go, lovely. And we're going to de-transform, which is another huge attack. Alright. Heal. Can use the medicament if we want to. I'm going to use the Wind Tamer just to get a little bit more defense. Alright, lovely. There you go, the powder takes forever to use for some reason. See if we can hit you this time, fair and square. There you go, we'll go for a light attack combo. This guy's just so, he has so much health. His armor's so incredibly thick, so it's really tough to take him out. So jumping heavy attack, keep him stunned, light attack combo, and then he's dead. We get the Death Stinger soak from him, and then we can also absorb our absorb his spirit. So let's go ahead and top off, get our mana back, prepare for the battles ahead, and replenish our gourd all in one fell swoop. That's the Scorpion Elite. Make sure to grab that fragrant vine at the tree, and I'll show you guys where it's at, of course, if you missed it. But we got the Scorpion Prince. Alright, so first things first, we're going to take a look and inspect our new spirit skill. And this one's pretty good as well. It increases your poison damage pretty significantly, and also is a really fast acting way to apply poison. So not a bad thing to have. You can tell his moves are actually pretty difficult. So difficult to read and not very fun to dodge. So here's another enemy here. We defeated it in time, so that's just going to be an empty nest there. We're going to run up these steps. We got another friend here we can take out. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. We'll go ahead and take him out anyways with the light attack combo. Finish him off. There you go. And then we'll circle around here. Remember, break the cocoons if you need to. These are going to be the way to get those rice cocoons if you're needing any. Light attack combo, and then we'll do this, just knock them out. Wow, they're being so stingy with that mask drop. That's insane. Okay, so now we can go up here, and we can get the contents of this chest. And then we're going to go around this corner here. You're more than welcome to just top off if you need to. This is an enemy right here, so just be careful. It's one of those spider puppets, I believe. But if you deal enough damage, you don't even have to worry about them. So we're going to absorb the will. And then we're going to cross over this bridge. One thing I like to do is, just because I just don't like him sitting here alone, it kind of makes me sad. I'm going to take out this guy as well. Otherwise, you'd never actually come across this one. It's pretty funny. I thought this was always going to be like a unique drop, but it's not. I just like to let him know that I know he was there. I know that you know that we know he was there. So bust inside this little area here, and you can interact with this pot. This is going to give you a new drink. This is the Worry-Free Brew. So if you go to your drinks, which are right here, each sip will recover 24% of your max health. When at critical health, massively increases the recovery. So you can combine that with the Peach Pit, and you're getting all kinds of crazy benefits there. And then the Death Stinger, which is what we got from the Prince, the Scorpion Prince, this inflicts a poison state to the Descent one. So it actually poisons you just by healing. So you might be asking, why the heck would I do that? Well, there is an armor set that actually synergizes with that pretty well, believe it or not. So we also got the Mirage Pill formula. We've collected a handful of formulas along the way, so you can always feel free to use those at your leisure. Anyways, this is going to be the first purple talisman that we're going to be deactivating. There are 4 seals in total. We're going to be taking out all 4 of them, 3 of which are in the webbed hollow area. 1 is on the surface.
Those old rascals. On your feet already, are you? Best keep clear of this mess. It's for your own good. Go find the pig before it's too late.
So we can go ahead and interact with this talisman. It's a seal. And one of 4 purple seals we're going to be removing. There's 2 more after this one inside the webbed hollow, and then 1 on the surface. So there's nothing around here. You can just kind of go back around and towards the bridge. And we're going to actually be crossing this bridge. That, okay, I was going to say, if you move too far forward, he's going to aggro. I moved too far forward. Naturally. This guy loves poisoning us. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use our anti-miasma powder. We can top off our health if we want to. And then we're going to use a gourd and replenish it as well. So we're going to cross this bridge and there's going to be a little fungi man, a plant monster as I call him. There you go. These guys are so annoying. I'm using thrust stance right now. Oh, he fell off. What a jerk. We're not going to waste our time with him then. We don't want to go down there yet. These enemies, believe it or not, are more of the worm enemies here. And when they first break out of the egg sac, it doesn't hurt you, so you can continue your onslaught. That's something I always forget to do. I always feel like they're going to just hurt me so bad. They even do. It's just such a natural instinct for me to take cover. Let's take out this little guy first. Okay. Light attack combo. Thrust attack. I love those little spear moves he implements in there. It's really nice. But anyways, as we continue down this way, we're going to find a meditation spot. Alright, so far, just so you know, we've kind of cleared everything out from this point forward, right? We're going to continue moving this way. There should be a fungi man over here. There he is. Little plant monster man. These are a little tougher. This is the male variant, but as you can tell, he loves spreading his miasma everywhere. And he's got a lot of health. The fungi woman is by far the worst, though, I would say, in my opinion. We're going to go ahead and use the immobilization, though, just to kind of continue to keep him on the defensive here. And now he's just kind of figuring out his life. We're going to harvest this real quick. He's just trying to figure it out. We're going to go to this meditation spot in just a moment, but we got to take out this idiot. Sir, why are you in the hardest possible spot to be attacked in? Alright, now we can go ahead and meditate. This will be one of the final meditation spots. And then we're going to be activating the next shrine. This is the Middle Hollow Shrine. Interestingly enough, though, this is just one of 2 pathways to the next big boss we're going to be facing off with, but we're not going to take this path. We're actually going to go an alternate path that I find a little bit more beneficial, because not only do you not skip out on the items that are going to be on the other path, but I don't know, I've always kind of gone this way, and there's absolutely nothing else you can gain from this particular path aside from a coffin. So we're going to be grabbing that coffin before we teleport back to the Verger Bridge Shrine. But first, we need to activate the Middle Hollow Shrine. Always look up. I don't know if you've noticed this when I was fighting the fungi man, but be careful with that. Attack this guy. Kill him first, because the archer will always cause a bit of an issue. Interrupt your kind of pattern here, so then you can focus on the biggest threat, which of course this little guy here. Jumping heavy attack. There you go. Light attack combo, and he's dead. Alright. So now that that's all out of the way, we can go ahead and open this coffin right over here, and then we can activate the shrine, and we're good to go. We'll have looted this entire area. Picked it clean, if you will. Alright, so here we go. Working our way up here. And then we can activate this shrine. This is the Middle Hollow Shrine. Once we rest at it, we're going to be warping to the Verger Bridge Shrine, which is our hub that we've been using for a period of time. I just can't stand whenever it shows there's something new. Makes me nervous. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and rest, and then we can travel. And we're going to travel to the Verger Bridge Shrine. And if you remember, we have one more path that we haven't yet explored. We went down to the left and circled around for the Elder Armor Worm. We went down and to the right and faced off with the Scorpion Prince. But now we have to go out and face off with the Locust. So hopefully, with 2 guaranteed Locust battles, we might, just might, have the ability to get that drop. Heavy attack combo there, very nice. I'm ready for your cheap shots. There you go. He just never wanted to initiate that yet for some reason. No drop there either. No worries. We're going to go right. We're going to run past these little rock spider dudes. We're going to drop down. This guy, he's continuously falling down. I don't know what. He never does that. There you go. And then we're going to head towards his little friend here. Who goes there? You're already attacking me, and then you're asking who goes there? Hello? I don't know if that's the right order to do that in. Alright, still no drop, no worries, but remember, farming them will net you the a unique Locust mask. So we're going to be going this way. There is an enemy up above, so just be careful. He's actually guarding a cocoon room. He's there to distract you from the actual prize here, which is to his right, our left. So we'll be going through there in just a moment. Circle around here, let's see. There you go. Get the perfect dodge. That's the good stuff we like to see. Okay, so, oh gosh, what happened there? Oh, that's right. We got a silly little archer off in the distance. So I just suggest you break through here, remove your lock on, and then run past this worm enemy. And this is the one you want to focus on. Stay in this corner. Do not move from this corner. Because if you do, you're going to aggro everybody else, which we don't want to do. This is a busy, busy room here, so... The reason why this one's so powerful is because he's actually a spirit you can absorb, so once you take out the worm and this particular enemy, if you're hurt, you can go ahead and re-up your health and all that. If not, go ahead and focus on the rest of the worm enemies, and these usually can be taken out with a single light attack combo, so if you want, you can kind of clear the area out. There should be one more, this one right here. This little jerk. Get your lock on, and then light attack combo him to death. Give him a taste of the old lightning. There you go. Big attack there, very nice. Remember here you can certainly use as many abilities as you need to, because you can top off your mana. So we should be in good shape. He's dead. We'll top off our mana next by using the remaining gourds, and then we can absorb this puppet spider spirit. And then once we do that, we can kind of inspect the new ability. We'll be continuing along our way. So we got the puppet spider. Let's go ahead and take a look at what he can offer us. This one has slows the decay of might. Might is, of course, whenever you're in transformation state, so it's not bad. And it seems to kind of just do a flurry there. Not bad. Not bad at all. But anyways, we're going to move on, and we're going to continue down this path. Just remember to dodge like crazy here. These guys actually can hit you pretty hard. And they have a decent range, considering. Alright, there's an enemy back behind here, so don't be fooled. We got another spine in the sack curio. You can get a handful of those. This is the enemy that wouldn't be bothering us had he not fallen off earlier, so that's fine. We're just going to run past this little area here. What a jerk, I tell you. What a jerk. So when it comes to this, just make sure you run past. There's going to be these rock spiders and then the archer. So dodge whenever you see him kind of fully light up or charge his attack there. And then we're going to lock onto him and do a jumping heavy attack. Or not. Ah, I missed. I didn't actually nail the jump there, but a jumping heavy attack would have taken him out, especially with all those focus points. Alright. Now we can go. Oh, how do you get up here? They're doing all kinds of weird things they can never do. You see how he was on those assets like that? You're not following the rules, are you? You know that I'm recording. They're trying to make a fool of me. Make a liar of me, you will not. Okay, so now that we're done, we'll continue moving forward. You can absorb this well if you want. And then we're going to be activating another shrine. This is actually the other side of the boss room that I was telling you about earlier. So here we're going to go ahead and rest, if I can actually activate the shrine. And we're going to be facing off with a centipede boss that is, he's actually pretty fun. And I would say the only thing that might cause some real pain is if you do not have a good transformation that can take a lot of hits. Because if he actually triggers his second phase and you allow him to do so, a flurry of centipede enemies will roll towards you, and it's like maybe 50 enemies at a time. So it is an absolute overwhelming attack that you have to do your best to avoid. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and as soon as you drop down here, that giant bone pile, and you approach it, you're going to be triggering the fight. Had we actually gone from the middle hollow, we'd be dropping down from there. I've seen no notable difference from dropping down from either location. So anyways, I just tend to drop from here because I kind of just then follow my little path in my head where I'm going, you know, from in a clockwise fashion from left all the way to right. So we'll be circling out through that little hallway right there, that little tunnel. But anyways, let's drop down and prepare to whoop some butt. Alright, we're going to go ahead and mobilize him. Got to lay on the attacks pretty heavy. He's got a lot of health. I completely missed that. That's fine. Not always going to nail every attack, so it's not a big deal. Save your transformation for phase 2. And watch for poison. He loves doing the poison strike, so when he's doing this, just roll to the side. Kind of like, you know, the ringed enemy, the one that was using the hula hoops to fight us earlier. I know they're not hula hoops. I'm just being a jerk. He likes to fall down on his back a lot, so just be careful. Don't fall for that. Fighting him up close and personal is honestly the best way to do it, so try and tough it out if you can. We're going to pop an anti-miasma powder, and then we're going to hit him. We're going to heal. Alright, once he starts kind of summoning creatures, we're going to be doing our best to avoid his kin, so we're going to go ahead and do our transformation now. You're going to see like hundreds of little roly-poly centipede things follow me. This is going to build up our rock crusher skill like exponentially. So just tank it. Tank it as best you can. As soon as our cooldown expires, we'll have another chance to hit him with a huge attack hit. Lovely. Then we can fall, de-transform, and go for it. So we'll do that for now. Trying to stay on the offensive. We can use Wind Tamer. Knock him on his butt again. There we go. We're going to use our Cloud Step. Get behind him. Thrust attack. Oh, we missed. That's not fun. We'll do this right here then. There you go. Switched to Smash Stance and did our focus attack. And there's the Centipede Guy. So he is a spirit you can absorb, so feel free to top off your mana if you want to. But if you got really, really beat up, you know, you're more than welcome to return back to the shrine after you absorb his spirit. And then all we're going to do is continue along the path. We're going to see some familiar enemies from before, actually from Chapter 1. So let's take a look at this particular spirit skill. It's pretty interesting in my opinion. But this one increases our movement speed. But look at that. You just roll right through some enemies here. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. That's a fun one to use. You cover quite a bit of ground with that. And also the curios seem to, they're showing that we have something new, but we just have a second spine in the sack. So those increase your poison damage. So now just look for the lit pathways. You look for the sconces, look for the torches. That's always the path towards progression. And then you're going to see some enemies we faced off with. The bone snake dudes. So here's one right here. Once their heads pop on, you can always start your onslaught. But if you start too early, you won't be able to lock on or deal any damage to them. So don't waste your time swiping in the air. Once his head pops on, you can lock on and you can deal your light attack. One light attack combo should do the trick. Alright. So just so that you know, this area will be something that we actually come down from a little bit later. From another angle, of course. But we're going to drop down here for now. And there should be a will we can absorb down here. If you see that down there, there's another will down to the right and a shrine. You can see the smoke from the Keeper Shrine. We're going to be heading there next. So it's really cool how they designed the level. You can actually see where you'll be heading next, and those are real live locations. So one more snake enemy for the road, because why not? And then this will be the 4th time that we save and speak with the horse squire. But interestingly enough, in this particular encounter, I feel like he had 2 different voice actors. You can tell when he's a little more British, and then almost where he has like this lisp. So let's go ahead and save the horse squire after we gather our ingredients, because I mean priorities. Alright, now we're treated to a cutscene.
Grim and dire is this land. I came here from the New West for the wisdom of the 100-eyed one. But he shut his doors and made me prisoner in this lair. Tales speak of these insatiable spider guys. They could use a strong male like me to consume and practice.
And this sounds like his first voice, but then it starts changing.
Much I owe you today, my friend. Without your help, along the way, I would see no more of the Flaming Mountains.
Alright, let's go ahead and chat with him and make sure to exhaust his dialogue like always.
Never heard tell of the Destined One, my friend. They say he marches and fights on a quest to bring back the Great Sage.
The Great Sage and my king.
See, his voice sounds
swore
different.
Brotherhood. After the Sage fell, the king dismissed every one of us. He became someone, not himself. If the Destined One is really the one who can bring back the Sage, he can count on my humble support.
My plea for aid was met only with silence along this path. But in turn, I've sinned through it all.
My mind is made, friend. I shall rely on none but myself. If none shall aid, I will act on my own. Should our paths cross at the Flaming Mountains, we'll toast to our reunion.
Alright.
Now, take great care.
My plea for aid was met only with silence along this path.
My mind is, if none shall aid.
So now it looks like we have completed and exhausted his dialogue, so we're good to go. That'll progress his quest all the way through to chapter 5, where his quest will end. So we're going to go this way through the cocoons. We got to face off with the cocoon worms, which there's plenty of in this area. But they offer some pretty good experience, and they give you a pretty unique ingredient as well, so all good and well, I suppose. Again, Smash Dance is excellent for just kind of stunning the enemies, keeping them on their toes. We've got another worm enemy from behind, and these guys do drop mind cores. Mind cores are again used for the celestial medicine, so don't neglect them. Perfect. Alright, so now we can go in here, grab the Jade Lotus, I believe. And then we'll be coming up this way here. More worm enemies, naturally. We've got plenty to fight off. This guy. All of the health in the world. These guys are super tanky. Remember when they fall, they can knock you down. It happens to me all the time. I always assume that's what's going to happen when they break out of the cocoon, but that's not an attack, believe it or not. I think that initial one is not an attack. And yet I always dodge that one. Unnecessarily. Very good. Alright. Almost on our way here. We'll take out this worm next, and then we can head up the hill safely. We've got a little bit of loot to grab and another keeper shrine, so feel free to go crazy on these guys if they're really bothering you. Get rid of your mana. There's only a few other minor enemies up ahead, so don't you worry about them. They're the dragonfly guys that are gray. They have virtually no health whatsoever. They pop very easily. So there's the shrine. If you're struggling, feel free to go rest there. If not, you can grab a few things first. So we have this. We have the purple talisman, which we'll be messing with in just a moment. And then we have these little guys here. These are actually the dragonfly guys. The archers are, I don't know what they are. I guess they're locust variants, but I like to kill the enemies first so that I can loot in peace. Alright, he actually just exploded to pieces, which is quite satisfying. So we're going to open up this chest here. Get some Blood of the Iron Bull so we can upgrade and cultivate our spirits and some crafting materials. This is the second purple talisman that we'll be removing. And then after we activate the Cliff of Oblivion Shrine, which is just up ahead, we're going to be facing off with a boss. And this boss is pretty disturbing, so for the faint of heart, I advise you to look away. But this one is certainly fun. Alright, we're going to make sure you rest here, and then aside from, just make sure your transformation is ready and you have one that you are comfortable with. Dropping down here will just take you right back to where the horse guy was, so absolutely no benefit to that. So instead, head this way and you're going to trigger a little cutscene, and this will be the boss we'll be facing off with. It's called the Right Hand of Buddha. And here in his hand he has the Past Echo. This is the key item, the mirror, that the original two pig fellows were talking about in the beginning of the chapter. So once he's kind of pressed up against the wall, you can use your immobilization just to get some extra hits on him. The hardest thing about this boss is just hitting him consistently. So as he continues to kind of make hand motions and gestures, just watch for the rocks that fall down like that right there. And then if you can, go in for the hit. Because he's, again, quite easy to kill. It's just this particular enemy is hard to hit because he moves around in weird ways, because he's obviously got that range to his advantage, right? So he can cover tons of ground. There you go, you want to dodge that. That's one of those needles, of course. They love using needles in this particular chapter. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to go ahead and heal just to top off. We're going to immobilize him and do some more damage while he's free. That's alright. Waiting for the follow-up here. There you go. He always connects with that. He's pretty accurate, but again, the hardest part is just trying to actually defeat him. This is not the end of this boss spell. That's his true face. Do your transformation immediately, and that'll interrupt this attack. Otherwise, you will be destroyed by the lava and probably killed in one hit. So use just detransformation. Every third hit will stagger him and take him down from the wall. He typically goes from one end of the map to the other, so there he is. Oh, actually, where'd he go? Ah, he snuck up on me. He usually goes up and around. This is perfect though for us. We'll use our Skull Crusher. Big damage for the bug. Obviously smashing a bug makes perfect sense, right? Can use our Wind Tamer to knock him down if he lets us. And we're going to heal. And use our Wandering Wight for some more damage. Light attack combo should then finish him off if we can connect, and there you go. That's Buddha's right hand. You can watch this disgusting cutscene and try and keep your lunch. His movements just make me sick. He just doesn't want to die. So I'm like, okay, he's dead now. Or is he? And now our friend that we've been helping along the way. helped us pull him down, and now she created a little makeshift bridge for us too.
I've laid your path for you. But where will my path be? From now on, we're both on our own.
Never truly understood her particular path or what she was discussing or talking about here, but...
Monkey, what's it like out there? Beyond these mountains?
And to my knowledge, I don't believe we see her again. I think they make reference to her, make mention of her, but honestly, it's very cryptic, so hard to know. But we're going to run across this, and we can head up and to the left. We got the Past Echo item, which is excellent. That's the key item to help kind of progress things forward. We can open up this chest here, and we got the Buddha's right hand, which is a material for crafting, I believe, a weapon. This will increase our max mana, so we can go ahead and grab this. And then we're going to be circling around this pathway now. You drop down, and from here you just go and continuously drop down from to the right, and we're going to circle around here towards the main path. Now you have two pathways. If you drop down to the left, you're going to head the secret area that I mentioned a little bit earlier, where I said we fight the final secret long. And if you go to the right, that's the main quest. So we're going to be I want to kind of scoot up just a bit so you guys can see. Take note of this archer right here, okay? This archer right here, and then this particular platform. So there's a dragonfly archer off in the distance. If you want, you can circle around, or you can drop down from where we were just at. It leads to the exact same location. It's just the bridge right here. So you can cross over safely without any fear or anything bad happening. You'll be fine. All right. And then once we're here, there's going to be a coffin over to the right. So actually within these walls here, there's going to be a secret. So got a few more of these snake skeleton bros. Remember, just a light attack combo typically does the trick. But on the other side of those walls there, you're going to see an enemy. So take this one out too. And then we'll... Why am I locking on someone a mile away? That's just silly. Alright. So jump right into this like little scaffolding, and then you can open up this coffin. And then this area can be a bit trolly, so I always advise that you have Cloud Step equipped for this particular sequence. It's really, really annoying. So when you're about at this area, or this, this far away from this bridge here, you're gonna do Quick Step, and then you want to sprint across here. You're more than welcome to then. I honestly just go and defeat this enemy first. There you go. Or I get hit by him first, usually, just to kind of let him think he's got a chance. And then we can then top off our mana. Oh man, he's not letting me take it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. So we'll wait for our mana to replenish. Unfortunately, it's being a jerk. The only reason it's doing that is because the enemies know they were there. He still sees us. Dang it. Okay, so that's kind of silly. We'll come back for that. So had I grabbed the will there, it would have been fine, but because I actually triggered it a little late, they're actually wanting to fight me from this angle, so it's kind of annoying. You can actually fall off from here and die, but if they weren't aggroed, you'd be able to just easily grab this will here. So we'll come back for that. From the other side, unfortunately. So instead of, I normally grab it, so I'm not sure why I did that, but I just was going to do it a little different just to be safe. Alright, anyway, so let's go ahead and defeat this beetle captain. These guys are tough. Like, you already know these guys can be really hard to hit and hard hitting. Look at that, these guys are just crazy. We'll go in for a light attack combo, see if we can get this off here. Goodness gracious, that's one down. There's like one per tree here, so we're going to be facing off with the second one just up ahead. That's him right there. And then we have a third one. We have plenty to go, so lucky us. Feel free to use your mana here. And let's not forget that will. You should have absorbed it along with the when you're in cloud step form, because technically they're aggroed on the clone that you left up ahead at the beginning of the bridge. They're looking the wrong way. Alright. Got those bros taken care of, and we can grab this right here. This is going to be the vine we need to upgrade our drink even further. Grab this right here. We'll be coming up on a mushroom fiend here in a minute. Big hit right there, love that. Jumping heavy attack. Cloud step. Immobilization, and then we can go ahead and finish him off with the light attack combo. Alright. Good stuff. Let's harvest this really quick while we're right in front of it. Okay, now we continue up this way. We've got a few more beetle enemies. This is going to be the plant monster. One of those big guys that we like, so once he steps his foot up, we're good to go. We can start attacking him. Usually a light attack combo is enough to stun him, but he gets a little cheeky sometimes. But he's dead. No more cheekiness. He's not so cheeky these days. Let me do a heavy attack. Use Cloud Step to get behind him. If you hear the narrator kind of reciting that poem, you know he means business. You can use everything here because we're coming up on a shrine, so don't feel bad if you're using all your resources. We're going to replenish them in just a second. Lovely. Alright, I need him to come over here, otherwise he's going to aggro his little friend. Come here, little guy. All that showboating for him to just die. Okay, so now we go this way, cross over these coffins. None of them are lootable. They're all just empty. And then you can go right in here. Now, after we rest at this shrine, I do want to show you that the Long is right over here. He is incredibly difficult, though, and I honestly suggest that you do not face off with him at this point, because he's just too strong. He'll kill you in anywhere from 1 to 2 hits in his second phase. So I suggest waiting to fight him until a little bit later. But that's the 4th and final secret Long. So now you know exactly where his location is. So that's half the battle, finding them, and the other half is of course destroying them. So go around this long way, because there's going to be one other beetle here we want to face off with. And then we have a Scorpion Prince to fight, but this is not an elite version, it's a standard version, but they're still not the easiest enemies, as you can recall. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and immobilize him for now, get a light attack combo in. There you go, and then we'll do another focus point attack here, jumping light attack and jumping heavy attack, and Bob's your uncle. Okay. So now we have the Scorpion Prince. He's not paying attention to us, which is really good for us. So we're going to go behind him, use a Cloud Step. Use our Wandering White ability here. Our Spirit skills. It's incredibly powerful. Alright. We can do a heavy attack there. Jumping heavy to keep him stunned. And then maybe a light attack combo to keep him on his feet. So that's the Scorpion Prince down. Remember, those enemies don't actually respawn. And he'll still be dying. He's not dead yet. Okay, now he's dead. So now that he's dead, we can go in and start exploring. The first thing you should really do is go to the left. You have 2 pathways, but if you go to the right, that archer right there will attack you. So don't go to the right just yet, even though that's technically like the closed off path. And instead you can head over to the left. So that's where we're going to go first. And really it's all just to take out the archer. So just circle around this way, take out this little bone enemy, and then you're going to hopefully remember this next location that I show you. So once he's down, we can go to the left. And then if you recall, remember that spindle enemy? And we're on the other side of that. And I said, hey, we'll be absorbing that will later. And you can actually see the secret long on the other side, or you'll be able to get to the secret long from this area. That's where we're at now. So we've come across the other side of that bridge. So now we got to take out the archer. So instead of going to the right, we're going to make a left at this little pillar. And then instead of going left, we're going to make a right up here when we get uphill. And then we can take out the archer. Just note that he can fall down and be really annoying, so just try and use an attack that's going to finish him off. Okay, there you go. He's dead. Now we can go ahead and harvest this plant here. And open the chest. And we're just making some pretty good time here. So we've got another purple talisman to activate or remove the seal from anyway. So it's going to be right over here. Now we can circle over to the right. And we'll remove this talisman right here. That's number 3. That's all 3 we're going to find in the underground. The 4th one will be on the surface. So if you drop down from here and you continue dropping down all the way to the very bottom, you'll actually get to the area that I told you about where there's an archer. So just for the sake of, I'll show you guys what it is to connect it all for you. But there's the little platform I told you about, and there's the dragonfly archer that I warned you about earlier. So we're going to return to the relief of the long shrine, and we're going to go explore the other area. Now we're going to have to kill the archer again, unfortunately, but I just wanted you guys to see that. And if not, you won't be able to get that will. So, and there's actually a little thing you can do to kind of bypass that. So if you just come from here, you don't have to face up with the beetle, and the scorpion's already dead. So if you hug the right, it's a little bit easier to avoid. You can still get shot, but it's fine. Go over here, and then we're going to be facing off with a handful of these nerds. So here we got another locust enemy here. He's trying to figure out how to hit me. If you drop down there, you'll drop down to where the chest was hidden. We got a bone enemy here, and then we're gonna have a ton of those spindle enemies. So honestly, I suggest what to do is once you get over here, use your transformation. This is the most dangerous these guys can be. So just let them go ahead and do their thing. They can attack you with the spindle or that webbing, and they can be an absolute mess. So just take these guys out quickly. You're pretty much safe with your transformation. So, and then after that, you only have this single elite version of this enemy to take on, so it's not a problem at all. Alright, so he should be dead. Very good. Now we just have the elite version. He just dropped down here. It's just poorly lit, but other than that, there's really nothing to be concerned about. So just light attack combos. He gets stunned pretty easily. Doesn't have lots of health. Alright, now that we've taken him out, we've cleared this area. So now, ideally, if you're in peak condition and you're very confident, you can face off with the secret long, but I suggest you wait until later. Once you defeat the yellow long, you will get a new transformation. You'll be able to transform into him. You get some Coon Steel, which is a mythical grade material. You can drop down here, like I said, but all you'll do is take you right back to the beginning. You've already been here. That's where the centipede demon was. And then you get the golden carp curio, which is a unique curio. So all in all, I say that, you can certainly try it. I just don't think it'll be a successful fight until you get a staff that probably does upwards of 80 to 90 damage, and then you'll be a little bit more confident. Or mythical armor. If you have a mythical set of armor, then you'll be just fine. But it's just the fact that he deals tons of damage, and you're not going to deal enough damage to take him out quickly. So we'll be facing off with him in a later episode. So we're going to travel back to the Cliff of Oblivion, and then we're going to go get that silly double will that we couldn't absorb. And then we'll be circling back around to the right side. So we have to do a little backtracking because of the that setback where I didn't actually absorb the will when I was invisible. And the funny thing is I even had it in my notes, and I've never done it that way otherwise, but I was thinking, we could take out the archer just in case we happen to materialize again. Bad idea. Don't do that. So we're going to come this way, circle around, and then once we have the drop downs on either side presented to us, we're going to go to the left. And then we're going to cross the bridge. And once we cross said bridge, we'll be able to use Cloud Step here in a few steps, and then we'll be able to grab the will, and then we can just warp right back. So off we go. To right about here. They're not aggroed yet, as you can tell. Can do that. Absorb the will, and now we can just go ahead and teleport back. Easy peasy. Alright, so still got a lot to cover in this episode, so we're kind of moving along here. But we're nearing the end. Okay, so we're going to cross the bug bridge yet again, but this time we're going to go the correct pathway. Once we turn right, we're going to trigger a little cutscene. It's a pretty lengthy cutscene, actually, but they're just chattering about trying to appease the lady, and of course we're going to see Zhu Bajie. And he doesn't look like himself. Something is definitely amiss. They never drop off of platforms. I don't know why he's continuously doing that. It's so funny. Every time I'm recording, there's just unique behaviors they do. It's very interesting. Alright, so now that we've dropped down, we've killed the archer, we can go ahead and trigger the cutscene. So we just move this way, and when you head through this little crevice here, approach this little gate, it'll be a cutscene. There's Zhu Bajie. Apparently it's a big day.
Shut it. Stupid thing. Faster.
Hurry, hurry! They're here!
So excited about the wedding. Been dreaming about yours.
Little brat! Dead! Come here!
Stop it! I take it back. Hey, look, the groom is here.
We've got a handful of boss fights up ahead.
Wow, is he really the one Mother's been expecting? I thought he would look better.
He's not much to look at. But as long as Mother is happy.
Not much of a looker, but quite a fighter though. Had to use Mother's ancestral vessel to take him down. Still aching.
Aren't you diligent? Such a rare catch. Why not let us sisters have it first?
Think before you talk. This is the one Mother is set on. One scratch. And none of us would like the results.
What would this marriage change? We are bound to this ill place, one generation after another. Even you like this farce. Go. Go ahead and watch.
Sisters, the feast is yet to start. Don't tell me you're drunk already.
Right, he's nothing but Mother's meal. No need to make a big fuss over him. Here, he is all yours.
You've done great.
Wait. Mother has grown soft with age, and the girls are too young to know better. But can't you see it's all wrong?
Yes, but try to think from her position. We're her children. This is what we do.
But I am on her side. For decades, she's been tortured by her wound, all thanks to this dumb thing. And yet, She still wants to marry him. No! I can't do this anymore.
Love is not about forgiving or getting even. It is never a fair game. It's about two souls woven together by fate.
But
Neither of us was born then. We never witnessed her past. That's why we can't understand her obsession today.
Have you told Uncle?
Let's worry about that later. Though her joy is borrowed, it's still joy before it's returned. You, come with me.
And this will all make sense a little bit later.
Mother's chamber. Now listen carefully for your own good. Mother is usually nice. Only she prefers to dine alone. You wouldn't want to disturb her. And don't look at her in the face, especially her eyes.
Hurry, we are running out of time.
My words, keep them in mind.
Go, there's no time to waste.
Alright, so after this, we'll see that Zhu Bajie has gone this way. We'll be actually meeting up with him again here soon, down in this area where he's at. And after that, there'll be a series of events that take us out of the cave. And this is the lady they've been speaking of.
Years up there haven't been kind to you. But you're with me now.
Alright.
Let the feast begin!
So now that cutscene has come to an end, and we're going to be just heading directly to the right from where we're facing. So we're going this way. And then we can absorb this double will over here. And then we're going to drop down. Of course, there's going to be all kinds of little things. And up ahead, there's going to be a terrible trap. Got the little rock spiders, of course. He's going to explode. Typically, it triggers a chain explosion if they're close enough. But he wasn't. We weren't so fortunate that time. So we're going to continue down this way. I swear I was locking on. I didn't see any of you guys. Where's the other one? Nowhere to be seen. Lovely. Alright, so as we come down here, just be careful. There's going to be an ambush. So as soon as we can actually see through all this mess, there's a locust enemy to our left right there. Can do a dropping heavy attack on him just to kind of get the jump on him. Alright, he's all the way up here just retreating. They never do this kind of behavior, but it's fine. There you go. Alright, still no mask. Alright, so here I just want to warn you that there's absolutely nothing but a single item that we can get from down here. So what we want to do is we want to use our cloud step here in just a moment, and we're going to go reach the coffin. But all the while, go ahead and aggro some if you want to. That's perfectly fine. Use your cloud step and it kind of gets a little tight. And then you can open up this coffin here. Once you get surrounded by those dragonfly guai, use the wind tamer, and nearly all of them will die in a single strike, so it's a thing of beauty, especially if you're facing it. So now that they're done, I mean, we've cleared out most of them, you can circle around here, use cloud step again and retreat. So we're going to head through these rice cocoons here. And we can activate the next shrine. So just, instead of doing anything, go straight to, there's just a crack over there. But you want to activate this shrine here, okay? Those enemies could easily just kill you and set you back. all the way to the next, you know, to the previous Keeper Shrine. So don't let that happen, because it is a little bit of a trek. So instead, rest, go through, and then we're going to be heading backwards. Once you defeat those 3 enemies that shoot that little spindly stuff at you, they will not be back there. So you only need to defeat them once, but at least you can hit them and kind of get a little surprise attack on them. He's dead now, and then we have 1 left. But yeah, those guys can be an absolute pain if you allow them to. We're going to go through this crack now. And there'll be a meditation spot up ahead. But like I said, those guys can be absolute trolls when they're grouped together. If there's just a single one of them, they're quite easy to take on. So now we can activate the meditation spot. We should regain some of our health as well as our mana. And then once we're done meditating, we're going to turn back down the staircase, but this time it'll be much easier to notice a tunnel to our right. A tunnel that we just passed, by the way, that you probably didn't even catch a glimpse of. So here we're getting a nice little view of the area where Zhu Bajie is being, I guess I could say, held captive. He's certainly not there by his own will and volition. Alright, so now we have 10 sparks, 11 sparks. We can definitely allocate some of those points here in due time. We get our revenge on this enemy here that's been shooting us from an inaccessible cliff. Make sure you have thrust stance there just to make sure you can defeat this enemy, otherwise you completely whiff. Alright, so we can absorb this will next. Down below is the shrine that we've already activated, because we went right past the major threat. And then from here, this is actually going to be a boss fight, so prepare yourself. If you need to, and if you don't have a lot of poison resistance, make sure you do have it equipped. We already have the anti-miasma powder, the gall gem, and things like that, but if you don't, make sure you do, because you're going to be in for a very, very tough fight if you want to do it the old-fashioned way. Use all your mana here, all your different abilities. Jumping attack to stun him. We're going to move forward with our Wonder in White. And then we can use our Wind Tamer for some additional defense. This is going to be a poison attack. We can actually transform here if we want to. And as he continues to deal damage with us, his tongue actually is a disgusting worm as opposed to his traditional tongue. But every time he hits us, we're going to build up some of our ability to use the Skull Crusher, which we certainly want to use. And also that kind of allows us to nullify being in this poison area here, so back away if you need to. Alright. We're going to go ahead and retreat and heal, even though it doesn't seem like we need to yet. This guy can deal all kinds of damage, so just definitely be on the defensive here and constantly be moving. Because otherwise, you'll find that he can completely destroy you and you'll never even know it hit you. Immobilization, we'll go ahead and do a light attack combo here. Jumping heavy attack, dodge. Do not be afraid to heal or overheal, okay? Because this guy deals tons of damage, like I said here. Alright, so now we're gonna run away and heal. Cloud Step. Going for the light attack combo. Light attack combo again. There you go. Not an easy fight at all. He's incredibly aggressive. Probably one of the more difficult frog enemies you're going to be facing. So we got the tadpole, which is fantastic. Now we can continue down this pathway. We got Buddha's left hand as well. Now we have the right hand and the left hand. We can absorb this double will over here. And we're going to drop down and face off with the Beetle Captain. Just so that you know, the Beetle Captain will be to our left. This down here is a pathway we completely bypass with about 20 of those Spider Rock enemies. There's nothing there, no secrets, just a bunch of headaches. So you can bypass that by doing what we did. So now we're going to go ahead and defeat this guy. After facing off with the frog, hopefully this guy will be nice to us. We'll see though. He's not being so nice so far. Heavy attack here, jumping heavy once we get a chance. Light attack combo to keep him stunned. And it should do the trick. Very nice. So now he's taken care of. And we'll be heading through this way. Completely bypassed the that crazy enemy here. And here we have the spider puppet. It's gonna try and, you know, trick us, ambush us, whatever. But we're gonna do this. Take him out with a light attack combo, and then I do advise that you go ahead and just get some mana back so we can take out this enemy next. You can absorb will to replenish your gourd uses, but we just have this enemy next, so let's go ahead and face off with him. His little wisps can do quite a bit of damage, so just be careful. Don't underestimate this guy. He doesn't like thrust attack or thrust stance either though, because he does dodge around quite a bit if you let him. He's pretty quick. So here to the left, there's absolutely nothing yet. It's just a blocked off path, and then we have this shrine over here. We're going to go ahead and rest at this shrine, and then we'll be facing off with the next boss. So go ahead and rest up here. If you need to, you can activate the self-advance menu and see what else we can kind of apply here. So in terms of, let's see, our foundation. I think we maxed out our defense at some point. Yeah, we should have done that for survival. Let's see. You know, we can always continue enhancing our immobilize a bit. If we go down one further, it's even better. So let's see, we'll go ahead and tag this right here. Open this one up. Open this one up. And then this actually causes, it increases the amount of mana we use, but it causes it to last even longer. So something you can consider using. Right now our mana bar is pretty low, so I'm just going to go ahead and hold off on that for now. Charge stance is kind of nice to have. But let's see if there's anything else we could use that's going to be helpful to us. Let's see if they have one for Azure Dust. Not that I can see. Okay, so we're good for now. Let's go down to this again and make sure we have all the defensive type abilities here, or defense. We can increase our mana, technically. Let's see, there's a few things we could do. Our mana bar is kind of low, isn't it? Let's bring that up a bit. Alright, so now we're good. And I just did that to kind of even out those bars a bit. Our stamina is just really severely outpacing everything else, and our health is too. Love having a lot of health though. And remember, we can always craft celestial medicines to balance those off even further. So now we have a boss fight ahead of us. Let's go ahead and progress forward. This is an interesting fight. Very simple. It can be simple, or it can be very difficult. If you stay on the offensive and continue stunning the enemy, you're going to be just fine. So the boss is none other than our favorite NPC that we love to hate, because he doesn't really help us any. But when he's fighting against us, my gosh, is he a threat not to be taken lightly.
What on earth? It was one merry night, and now she wants to take my life. You're following me like a shadow. Can't you do anything without me?
Alright. So obviously he's not acting like himself. There's something wrong with him. And if you recall correctly, the second sister used a needle and pierced his forehead with it.
Spare me this burden.
It's usually best to start off a fight with Cloud Step, so you get behind an enemy, and then you can initiate your light attack combo. If he tries to retaliate, immobilize, and then go ahead and get him on his butt. You can use the Wandering Light here. You can do jumping heavy attack here. Oh gosh, he actually ended up with that. We'll knock him on his butt again. We'll do another light attack combo. He got us that time, so wait until he's done. Hit him with Cloud Step again. We do a jumping heavy attack, immobilization, and then light attack combo. This should knock him on his butt, and then we can do another light attack combo as he's getting up. Let's see. He wanted to be resilient this time though, so that's fine. We still win, so that's just part one of the fight. It actually continues on in another arena, so we can use that opportunity to heal ourselves.
It hurts. Keep off. Leave me alone.
Alright, so he has essentially cleared a path for us, so there's not any loot in this arena, believe it or not. I always thought there was going to be something inside of here, but where the lady was sitting, but not at all. So just run back and rest at the shrine so you can replenish your gourd uses and your mana and your health. And now he kind of opened up that path for us, and whereas once there was just a giant stone wall, now we have a new pathway ahead of us. So this will be the second phase. This particular fight is difficult. He can deal tons of damage here, so just don't take it lightly. The first phase starts off with him similarly in his little pig form, but then he covers himself with this like tar-like substance that allows him to transform to his true form and other forms as well, that make him very difficult to hit, and worst of all, that make him deal incredibly much more damage, so exponentially more damage. Alright, so we're going to grab the worm, and then here we're going to trigger phase 2 of the boss fight.
Filthy monkey. Aren't you dead already? You're the one who ruined it all! This time, I am staying here. You won't make me leave again!
Alright, he does an opening attack. Usually it's pretty annoying. Let's see if he's going to do it. There you go. Dodge around clockwise. He's going to swing like crazy. Try, if you can, to avoid using all of your mana in this phase. There'll be plenty of time to use your spells later. Phase 2 is probably the better bet, though, to be honest. But if he's kicking your butt like he is for me, don't be ashamed. Go ahead and heal here. There you go. 2 hits from that combo should do the trick. We went ahead and healed. We'll do our white attack here. Big heavy attack there. That should stun him. Good gosh, he's being super aggressive. He's usually not this bad. There you go. Phase 2 should be starting here soon. There you go. We've got him down to 50%. Now he's going to switch over to his true form. We've got quite a few heals left, so we didn't manage those carefully. The cooldowns for your spell should re-up once phase 2 begins, so we should be okay to use a Cloud Step to get out of the way and ensure that we heal. when you use the cloud step, go backwards, because if not, you'll be trapped into the second phase pig's puddles. And they can stagger you and deal repeated damage. Stinky. Alright, so first things first, cloud step it up. Now we can go back, and then we're going to heal. Once those puddles go away, then we're good to go. You can go in for the attack if you want. Yeah, if he gets hit during that phase, he'll actually get stunned. This is great. Ouch. There you go. Big attack there. We're going to heal again. Go for some damage here. We're going to use our stun on the Wind Tamer. Jump when he does that. And we're going to do our transformation here just to be safe. Honestly, these transformations can last for quite some time. And he has a third transformation. This is a rhino. And those rhinos can obliterate your health. So he'll come to us. We'll do this to hopefully knock him on his butt. There you go. Now we'll go right to him. Deal some decent damage there. Dodge as soon as you can. You got a handful of those rhinos around you. When he does the big slam, that's when you have to be careful. So go ahead and heal. And then now we can go ahead and finish him off. He's kind of tired himself out, if you will. That follow-up gets me every time. Go ahead and sprint away and heal if you can. We're going to go ahead and use our immobilization spell. Go for a light attack combo. A cloud step. Another light attack combo, we can pull it off. He's going to transform here. There you go. When he slams down, do a jumping heavy attack right on his head if you can. You can muster the courage. Keep trying to be careful here. Heal. Don't be afraid to heal. When you turn to the rhino, that's when we're kind of in trouble, so go ahead and use your anything you have left. Right now we're going to use Cloud Step to avoid all these other attacks. He's going for the decoy, and he'll tire himself. He's going to complete his attack no matter what, even with 0 health available, so just wait it out, and then he'll tire himself out, turn into the pig, and then he's dead. So one last hit does the trick. So that is, again, a very, very unique fight in that regard. So we took him out. But guess what? He's not cured quite yet. This is the past echo, a magical mirror that shows you your former self. And that's what Jubajier used to look like. Now the needle is going to be extracted from his head, and it's no longer going to be poisoning his mind. But this vessel, without having reawakened its power, is useless to us. And there he goes again. Alright, so we got a handful of materials. Now we can go through this little pathway here. There's nothing in the boss arena, so don't worry about that. We can open this chest, and then we'll be activating a shrine just a few feet away. We got a unique curio, the Jade Moon Rabbit. That's one that one of two that synergize really well together. We can activate this shrine now. And now that we've activated the Purifying Spring, we're going to continue along our pathway. If you look, we can actually craft a new armor set. And this is the non-pure set. This looks amazing. I absolutely love the way it looks. I'll show you guys. It's got some excellent defense as well. Every time you transform or de-transform, you get covered in mud that helps reduce your damage that you take. And it increases your might recovery rate. So it's an excellent, excellent looking set. One of my favorites. Look at the spikes on it and the that dragon there. It's just incredible. So that's one that I use for quite a period of time actually. But we have the best set on right now. It's just not fully awakened yet, but just don't you worry, you're gonna have the very best set in the whole game before long. And just, you know, we have plenty of golden thread now, so you can craft different legendary sets. So for example, now that we have this set, if you get bored of it or if you want to have a different set available, you certainly have the ability to do so now. So if you want to craft the non-pure set, which is an excellent set, you can definitely do that, or any other legendary set for that matter. So we're going to go around this way. We've got a few enemies to deal with, and then we're going to get a unique item. Where's our little bag of bones? There he is. Alright, I'll take that one little scratch. That doesn't bother me at all. Okay, so we're going to continue along this pathway here. And once we take out this enemy, we'll use our immobilization spell just to make quick work of him. Alright, he's dead. There's going to be an archer trying to shoot us from above, so just be careful. Instead, we're going to go through here, open up this secret pathway, and progress towards this Skanda here. This is going to be another Skanda item that we get. We pretty much get one in every chapter, but there's 5 total. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we skip chapter 5, and we'll get the last one in chapter 6. So you can grab these, just to let you know, and be forewarned, you might get shot by a legendary dragonfly archer that's right up on that pathway. You can see him already charging up. There you go. Lovely. So you can just grab it. I mean, it's really not worth it at this point because you have like a million Jade Lotus at this time, but if you're a completionist, it's not bad to grab what you can, when you can. Alright, so now we're going to head upstairs. We're going to have some treasure to open, but of course, like most treasures, this one is guarded as well, and there can be a little ambush. Another locust enemy. The one that's going to drop our mask, right? Gotta be. There's the ambush. We'll go ahead and use this ability here. Do some damage. Alright, he didn't drop anything. That's not a problem though, but we can go ahead and heal. And then we're going to open this coffin right here. After this, we're going to be heading towards the dragonfly Gwai that is actually has been shooting us from afar. So you go up here. And he's not very difficult, but it's best if you just use whatever abilities you have and then just attack him from here, because he can be a bit annoying. He's just hard to hit more than anything. He moves around, makes it hard to hit, but he's not necessarily a big damage dealer necessarily. Alright, as with all the other spirits, you can always use them to top off your mana, and then you can absorb the spirit here to obtain the new spirit skill. We can take a look at it, and then we'll be facing off with another Scorpion Prince. You don't want to aggro him yet, so just kind of go off to the side here. This is where we just opened up the coffin. Alright, he's on a little path, he's patrolling, so let's take a look at our spirit skill really quickly. We've got the puppet tick from earlier, that little guy. He helps us reduce the mana cost for a pluck of many, which is a bunch. And then we've got this over here, which is the dragonfly Gwai that we just got. Alright, so now that we're here, we can go ahead and hopefully not aggro this dude. Just let him do his little pathway. Don't pick up that mushroom yet. Instead, go here. Take out this little bro, and leave that will there to absorb just in case that scorpion takes a little bit more out of you than you anticipated. So don't aggro him just yet. Instead, There's going to be more of these skeleton enemies we can take out on the perimeter, and then as he comes back, we'll take out the scorpion guy. And this puppet here, I mean, we could technically take him out while he's doing his path because I'm impatient, so we're going to gather this real quick and kill this thing ASAP. Okay, 1, 2, skip a few. The scorpion's on his way, so let's do as much damage as we can. This guy is on the way now. See, terrible idea. See, never be impatient. There you go. And one more hit for the road. There you go. Dodge that. Get hit in the face. Very nice. Use the Wandering Light. And then we're going to move in. Remember, this guy has some crazy strikes. Very powerful. Use our transformation just to heal up. And then we'll let him hit us as much as he needs to. Just spam square and just do the trick. Once he actually hits us one more time, if you'd be so kind, we could use our Skull Crusher, but he's just being a jerk. We'll go ahead and heal now. And feel free to heal as many times as you need to. Remember, we have that will off to the side. Do a light attack combo, that'll finish him off, and we don't have to worry about this guy again. Now we can go back and absorb the will that we saved just in case we took a little bit too much damage. But we're fine. More than anything, it just took too long. He took too much of my time. And that is unforgivable. Alright, so now we go this way. And we're going to be absorbing a will just near the cliff. There's some more bone enemies. You might hear them kind of coming together. You can take them out pretty easily. They're no real threats. Especially at this point. We got one more after this. And I won't be seeing these guys again. Not for a good while. We'll see a different variant of them. Actually, a lot more powerful variant. Here when we get to the surface. So we can go ahead and absorb this now. And then we're going to go up to the next shrine. And face off with the Violet Spider, the lady herself. This will then allow us to gain access to the surface, and that will be an excellent stopping point for this stream. So here we go. This is the Gathering Cave Shrine. All we've got next is to face off with the Violet Spider. She's incredibly powerful, and just like all the other spider enemies, very difficult to hit. So let's move forward and trigger the cutscene. We're entering stealth mode. But here's Jubaje tries to sweet talk her.
Aren't we here now? Don't you remember how I spared your life when he asked me to clean up the rest of your sisters?
I do remember. And more than that, I even remember how I survived on my sister's flesh after you left.
That's not all on us. The culprit is that centipede. All would have lived if he didn't weigh my master's flesh over your lives.
Yes, he was blinded by greed. But he has repented and made his compensation.
Also, if you have arachnophobia, Black Myth Wukong may not be the game for you, at least chapter 4. There's a sequence that even gave me the creeps.
Is in your hands.
Unbelievable. Even now in your heart, the monkey still comes first.
The monkey? Nah, for me, beauty always comes first.
Good. Carry on with these nice words. Once I'm satisfied, I might lift my finger and tell you where to find it.
You wicked hag!
He couldn't even hold for just a moment.
Still obsessed with all this lovey-dovey crap at this age? Ridiculous!
Every day trapped in this hollow, I missed and dreamed, waiting for the day to eat you right after we mate. So I can.
Apparently that's a myth, and they don't always do that unless resources are incredibly scarce.
What a farce!
My appetite is lost. Not just for you, but also for her.
And this is the one you've been seeing kind of in spider form the entire time. She's actually another daughter. And based on the way they interact, it seems like that's their child.
Hideous! Hideous spider! Who fathered such a thing? Your fate today has nothing to do with me! I had my mercy misplaced, that's all! What took you so long? I almost died! Now go
call
quick,
your
this
sisters.
hag, and get me down!
Monkey's the bane of my life. Why do you always have to ruin my plans?
Alright, here goes one of the more difficult boss fights of this chapter, in my opinion. She's very, very powerful. She can keep you immobilized with very strong webbing and poison you very easily, so make sure you have your anti-miasma powders equipped and your dodges on point. Alright, start off with a cloud step to close the distance. Kind of our standard move here. Lock on if you can. Use your immobilization, and we're just gonna go crazy on her right here. She moves so fast, she can often dodge through all these attacks. It's really annoying. Attacking her from the front is usually the worst thing to do, so try to get off to the side. We're gonna transform. She's gonna be down for a bit, and that's fine. A little early for the transformation, in my opinion, but honestly, I need to get some damage off on her. So big damage there. Unfortunately, won't be able to survive the next Skull Crusher, but we'll use Wind Tamer here to calm her down for a bit. Cloud Step to close the distance. Go. Good damage there. Very good. Gonna go ahead and heal. We're stuck against the floor right now, so all we can do is perfect dodge to close any kind of distance, because other than that, we're kind of stuck in this poison pit here. We'll do another immobilization. We do this, and then a heavy attack combo if we can pull it off. Dodge here, because she's gonna do a big AoE strike. There you go. Cloud Step and then heal. Switch over to the thrust stance, and then we're going to do a big hit there. Now that she's down, we can do a light attack combo. And just keep trying to do as much damage as you can. She's really hard to hit, like I've said. Yeah, I'm just kind of stuck. Not much you can do but just mash heal, okay? So I'm blinded. There you go. Try and mash dodge if we can, and then I'll get a cloud step going as soon as I'm able to. There you go, that was rough. Takes forever to break through that. It takes forever to go away, but once it does, you kind of have your reset. You know, you regain your senses. So. You need to sprint and heal. All right, now we can come back in. Cloud step, close the distance, do a light attack combo if we can. Get in close. you go. That's the violet spider. Now, don't rest easy just yet. This is where the actual scariest part of the game begins, especially if you suffer from arachnophobia. So she retreats, but she calls her babies.
Go after her. She has the relic.
Now follow my path pretty closely, otherwise you can get completely consumed by these spiders. And yes, those are baby spiders. Oh my gosh, my skin is burning right now. So we got the spider leg material. Remember, we can sprint and heal. Look at us go. Just hug this pathway here. Right now you're fine, but if you cross too early or too late, you're going to get destroyed by all these things behind you, so do not let that happen. Don't mind these guys. Somehow they're just going to completely bypass us because, you know, hive mind stuff. And then hug the right hand side of this little cliff here. Once you get to that little pillar there, you should be good to go. There you go. If you go too far to the left, you won't trigger this sequence and you'll die. Fortunately, I believe the second sister saves us yet again. And she pulls us out, and we have arrived at the surface once and for all. And finally, we're out of the cave and out of all of the filth and the spiders and all that stuff is just about done. Alright. So thank you to second sister. And then we can come up here, grab the fragrant vine. And then we can activate this shrine up here. This is the Mountain Trail Shrine. We're finally out on the surface, and this is where our journey, the final leg of Chapter 4 will take place. We're going to rest first, and then you can see what you can craft, because now we have the ability to craft different weapons. This right here is actually a really good weapon. I absolutely enjoyed it quite a bit. It had great attack, which is 85 attack and 12% crit chance. And then once you hit with a charged heavy attack, every focus point recovers health, and if you're in the poison state, you will automatically afflict the enemy with Poison Bane. So not a bad one to have. I honestly think it's great. It's a big improvement from the Chitin Staff, so I say we can go ahead and equip it. It looks great, by the way. We will get rid of our nice little thunder ability, though, but 85 damage, that's 15 plus damage, and double the crit chance. You can't go wrong with that. So now what we want to do is travel to the estate of Zhu, and I'm going to get you guys a secret spirit that is so easy to miss. So we're going to go ahead and get this first, and then we'll bring the stream or this particular episode to an end, and we'll continue our journey and finish up Chapter 4 in the next episode, and jump right into Chapter 5, which I believe we can do Chapter 5 in just 2 episodes. Chapter 6 will only be 1, so we're probably looking at 4 episodes left for the series. Go ahead and use your mobilization, cloud step, anything you want. At this point, we're just having fun. We're right next to a shrine, so this guy can't be a problem at all. Keep him on his butt, because why not? Try out our new staff. Lovely. And now we have the blood of the Iron Bull, and we can absorb his spirit and obtain his spirit skill. So most people would not ever come to do that. So once you reach the surface, you can return to this area and get the Lantern Holder spirit. Otherwise, you'll miss it, and you will not get all the spirits available in the game. So this one moderately increases the will that you gain, so just enhances your experience, and has some pretty good tracking on the on those wisps. Those things are just annoying. This is the curio we got from defeating Zhu Bajie, so not bad, not bad. So now we can go ahead and return to the Mountain Trail Shrine, and then we'll be ending the episode there. I hope you guys have enjoyed it this far. I've had an absolute blast completing this guide for you guys. I'm currently doing a challenge run for Enotria, the last song, which is a Souls-like that's just out, and it's my very first playthrough, so I'd love if you guys could support me. All I'm doing is doing a maskless run, so it's going to be a challenge run, and it's the world's first. At least I'm attempting to pull it off, so love to see you guys there. I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Central, so be sure to check it out. Anyways, we have reached the final part of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We covered so much content, got all of these secrets, and defeated tons of bosses. So hopefully you guys are following right alongside. If you want to continue your journey, please be sure to click on these videos on screen And just always know that your viewership's always appreciated. I thank you guys so much, and without you guys, I wouldn't be able to live my dream of becoming a full-time content creator and making that a reality. So because of you guys, I've been able to achieve that. Thank you all so much for being so awesome. Thank you for being the best part of this channel. And until next time, it's the Inhuman One signing out.